guys, welcome back. Today we are making my second look for my costume design collection called Vestige Echoes in Time, inspired by the golden age of American Hollywood. Today we are making the silver and blue dress that the best representation I can describe reminds me of a disco ball, which is perfect for our show's theme this year, which is Selah, inspired by reflection. Originally, I filmed a very different intro, but I was exhausted and in PJs and fluctuating back and forth between burnout and fatigue the whole Christmas break. Which is originally when I filmed this whole thing, so I thought it would be better to just go ahead and redo the intro when I feel a little bit more myself. My boyfriend just came. Hey, come say hi, please. He's visiting me for the summer. Yeah. He is the mastermind behind all of the final reveals on my videos recently, and he's also the one who filmed all the final results for the show for the next 3 videos related to this collection. Aww. And I wanted to brag on him for a little bit because he did so well. It turned out looking so nice. So anyway, please look forward to the end just to appreciate his work, if not mine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head on to the inspiration and the materials for this project. Go. Now here's that original design look that I'm going for. It's a silver dress. I am hand drafting the bodice. I already drafted it for my other 2 dresses, and it's essentially the same pattern. I just cut and dried it to fit my model. And then there will be that really beautiful blue sashy drape element that I'm really excited to start. And then finally, the base of the skirt is gonna have more of a flared mermaid, but it's not gonna be an official mermaid. It's gonna be more of a inspired mermaid skirt, and the skirt pattern I'm using for that is this, and I'm going to be using that skirt. So I've been thrifting these fabrics since March of last year. This is a curtain that I found. Look at that. It's got this beautiful texture to it. It looks directly off of like the moon. It kind of looks like moon dust a little bit. And I thought this would be a really beautiful way to make a haute couture gown. And then I have this sparkly fabric, which is also silver, which is a backup. It definitely gives a little bit more homeschooler chic, which is not the vibe I'm going for. And worst case, because this is a very flimsy fabric, I will use this as a backing for all of my fabric pieces. I wanted to have a draping element because going into this semester at school, I will be improving my draping skills rather dramatically. And so I found this absolutely stunning blue satin fabric with like this beautiful wispy design too. So I decided that we're gonna use that blue that I just showed you as the draping element on this dress. I want us to have at least 25% of our own skills and our own design elements in it. That means that I can't do 100% of an original pattern that is already in the market. I have to come up with my own. Now for me, I wanted to originally challenge myself by only doing my own design, but that becomes really technically difficult when you have 3 different people with 3 very different size ranges being designed for at the same time. So to save myself time, I wound up just biting the bullet, and I'm gonna be using a skirt pattern for this dress, which does make me cry inside a little, but in the long run feels so much more refreshing than all of the draping I would have had to do. So now that we've kind of covered the fabrics and the general pattern, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting everything out, and we will begin sewing this together very shortly. So we've gone ahead and cut out the exterior layer of this dress, and this is what it looks like. It took a lot of piecemealing to put this thing together. I realized pretty quickly that the curtain was actually 2-tone, so I did my best to mesh it well together, and I think it looks really nice. This is all we have left. It's close to nothing. So now essentially we're gonna cut out all the same pieces from this fabric, and then I'm gonna interface everything with the remainder of my interfacing fabric, and then we'll go ahead and start sewing the skirt together, which looks pretty easy. Once the skirt is sewn together, all we have to do is basically do the lining version of the skirt, and then we'll be ready to move on to the bodice. Hey guys, so I've gone ahead and cut out all of the sparkle lining is what I guess I'll call it, and I've put it on top of all of the skirt panels so you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like on top of the skirt panels, but if you look here, you can vaguely see it. There's a bunch of sparkles that just kind of peek through. So now I'm just gonna attach all of these panels together, and once that's done, all we have left to do is cut out the lining of the skirt. Just wanted to show you, this is what the skirt's panels look like attached once the sparkle lining is added underneath. So what I did is I attached these with a French seam, and then to cover up any of the unnecessary stitch work, we're going to add the lining on top so you can't even see it. Hey guys, well, just to update you, I have gone ahead and finished sewing the main body of the skirt together with the sparkly fabric underneath it. I also started cutting out the lining and sewing it together with this black matte fabric. I don't exactly know what kind it is, but it's like a gabardine, and then finish the rest of the skirt up and then attach the two all the way from top to bottom so I can flip it inside out, kind of like a giant pocket. I realized that would be a lot quicker than hand hemming the base of the skirt. It also will look a lot neater, I think, in the long run. So I'll catch you up in a little bit and I'll keep on sewing for now. Hey guys, so I've gone ahead and added the closest to the center panel, and this is the only one that's a different shade, but I think it looks really neat. This is the current pile of everything we're working on, and I'm gonna keep working and see how much farther I can get with this. So here is that full skirt. My biggest pet peeve is the center seam. It's really making me stressed out because I just don't love how it looks. Now I'm just gonna add the lining to it, and we're gonna basically sew it like a pocket. So essentially we're going to sew a seam here, follow it all the way down and sew back up, flip it inside out, and then attach it to the bodice, which is the next thing we're gonna work on. Hey guys, we have attached the lining to the skirt, and now I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's gotten a lot more of a heavy weight to it now, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure what to think about it, but I really like it. She's basically the same weight as a weighted blanket. She fits very nice and snug. It looks really good. Let me show you a floor view. So here is what she looks like. Do you see how much more the skirt flutes out now? That was really exciting to see, because basically it'll give this very, I feel exaggerated skirt look. I think it looks fantastic. So now I'm gonna clip all the edges and flip her inside out and see if I need to do any kind of top stitching. I personally don't want to do any top stitching on this skirt, but I may have to depending on what it looks like. Well guys, I have a progress update for you. We have had some major setbacks during progress check number 4, which is now 2 progress checks before today. I had the original bust cups sewn into the bodice, and at the time I had made sure to size it correctly, made sure everything fit properly, but I hadn't had a chance to work with my model one-on-one yet. And after the 5th progress check, which is where I finally got to see her again, I realized pretty quickly that the bodice cups are way too small and just frankly didn't look very flattering, and there were some certain aspects of just the way the bodice was fitting that was really awkward and looked very disjointed. So I scrapped the bodice idea and started over with a new design, because if you recall, I had close to 0 fabric left when I started this project. Now the new design for this dress looks like this. So I decided to adopt a more Regency inspired front with a high bust and a beautiful draping element down the center, and then some beautiful sleeves. Now, even now saying this, I realized that I didn't have enough fabric for the sleeves after working through stuff. So now we're going with more of a Grecian strappy element like you can see in this dress. But essentially, the following clips are compiled from all of the random stuff I did in the last 2 to 3 weeks to fix this dress up and get her to look better on my model. So this will be the final portion of the making process of this video, and then from there, we'll do final fittings, working with my model, and finally showing her garment at the show in May. Now there is one thing I forgot to mention. It's not shown on this design, but I ended up adding a blue and silver flower applique in the dead center of the bodice just to add a little bit more dimension. You'll see in the process. So let's go ahead and wrap this sewing portion up, and I will show you a very detailed breakdown of the garment once I'm done. I got an update for you. So we have finally finished the silver dress, and here's what the bodice looks like. So I added straps to the front, and here's what the front looks like. Now for the back, I had to add a corset because it didn't fit her correctly, and it looks like this, and the eyelets are hidden underneath. Now the last thing I need to do to get this garment completely wrapped up is I need to add a modesty panel to shove in underneath here, and I have that in the works. I just need to cut the fabric out and get started on said project. But otherwise, yeah, she's completely done. So here, let me give you a little bit of a better view. So I added that little flower there, and the straps were hand added on. Here's another view of that corset back right there. This took so much work and sanity. And then to cover up the kind of awkwardness of the seam, I added this beautiful pleated blue panel. And so the next time you'll see this dress will probably be on my model during final rehearsals and fittings. But otherwise, we're gonna tuck her away until the show, which will be our final reveal. So I'll see you later. Hey guys, so we are 3 days away from submitting our dresses for the show, and I'm currently going through jewelry. So I ended up rifling through a lot of the jewelry that I got from the antique trunk, and I divvied it up between each of my models, and here's the one I'm looking at right now. This one is my personal favorite curation that I'm working on. It's for Angela's dress, which is the one I need to do a little bit of touch-ups with before I submit it. The other two are perfectly finished. This is Olda's jewelry. She's wearing the silver and blue dress, which is the video you're currently watching, and I thought it would be pretty to use these blue agate beads on this chain, and then this really pretty gemstone bracelet from the 1930s. I did think maybe if that doesn't go over, we could do a pendant. This is just a multicolored quartz necklace, and then this is a, I don't know what kind of necklace this is, but I'm guessing this is amethyst. I did like this amethyst chain, but I think I'm going to leave that for my other model. But for rings for Olda, I thought this one would be so pretty. I believe this one's from the 40s. I do also have this white ring right here, which is just a little pearl in the center. Here's what my final selection ended up looking like with the dress behind it. Now let's go ahead and head to our final rehearsal before the day of the show. Right. Okay, and then I'm just getting your dress. So if you want to turn around or pose or move, however you... Perfect. That was perfect. Honestly, if you want to do the same, you can.
Oh, I didn't do it.
I got you. You're good. You can do it now. I usually will... Thank you. And there we go. And you can feel it too. Go for it. Oh, yeah. We are T-minus 1 day before I submit all of my garments, and currently I'm just doing my last pre-checks before I get them all packaged up so I can drop them off first thing tomorrow. So here's what our silver dress is looking like. I went ahead and stacked all of her jewelry on top, so we're working with this diamond bracelet, this really pretty azurite necklace, these silver earrings. I'm going to have my model put these in her hair. And then I have 2 cocktail rings. So here's our first one, and then here's our second one. And they'll go so lovely against her skin tone. So this is what it's looking like. And now I'm going to go ahead and package her up. Also, I just wanted to show you this mid-century ring too. I think this is from the 70s, but isn't it precious? I realized it fit me, so I decided to wear it today. But that's everything that I'm looking at right now for jewelry, and I think it'll be really fun to really mess around with jewelry this year. Last year I was very simple with my jewelry. I was trying to keep it very accurate to the costume. This year they're more clothing than costumes, and so I thought it would be super neat to use some of my antique stuff to highlight the garments that themselves are featuring antique silhouettes. But other than that, everything's done for the show. So I will say I'm very disappointed because I didn't get to show you my poster before I submitted it. So I'll have to show you after the fact. But it looks really cool, and it ties all of the clothing together. Well, if you've guessed it, we have officially finished the disco dress. Now, if you're interested in subscribing, I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, and if you would like to become one of them, please subscribe down below, like, share, or follow, and send to your friends and family. I would really appreciate that. Without further ado, let's go ahead and head on to the day of the fashion show for our final result.